Hari Om. Let us now continue this beautiful discussion in which Shankaracharya is describing one of the qualities of an acharya, a qualified acharya, to be a daya sindhu, an ocean of compassion. And we were looking at why such an acharya ought to be a daya sindhu. He ought to be a daya sindhu because he must take care that he does not directly reveal to a samsara tyrannized student that samsara has been crossed by the teacher. He must take care not to talk about it in many words. He must express empathy towards such harangued students, students who have sought him out wanting to find a solution to their problems. He must express compassion over everything else and accommodate them in under his wings. Mahapurusha that he is, Mahapurusha Samshrayaha, provide them shelter, accommodate their problems, at the same time reassuring them over a period of time that this samsara can be crossed, just like he himself did when he was a student. Such is the care that a Shrotriya Brahmanitha Daya Sindhu Guru must take to help those in need who are bobbing up and down in the ocean of samsara. It is only when the student treats the problem as though it is extremely serious will the student think that the teacher has understood the seriousness of the problem. That is why, as we saw earlier in the Gita, when Arjuna was despondent, Vyasacharya describes Krishna as Prahasanniva Bharata, smiling as though. Prahasan Iva is the most important word there. Prahasan Iva. I missed mentioning the word Iva. Iva is very crucial. As though smiling. As though smiling. Krishna started his teaching with a smile, as it were. Krishna was smiling because he knew that all the confusion was unnecessarily created by Arjuna. Krishna was smiling because he knew that all the confusion was unnecessarily created by Arjuna. Whereas the teaching is Gatasoon Agatasumscha na anushocanti panditaha. A panda is a Brahmajnani. The teaching is the wise do not grieve. The wise do not grieve. There is nothing to worry at all. There's nothing to worry at all. Therefore, Vyasacharya says, Prahasan. Prahasan. At the same time, Krishna should be careful not to be excessively expressive of his understanding by way of laughing at Arjuna. Very important psychological lesson. Vyasacharya says prahasan. At the same time, Krishna should be careful not to be excessively expressive of his understanding by way of laughing at Arjuna. Krishna is Ishvara, right? And Ishvara is beyond samsara, has been beyond samsara always. Ishvara has Maya under his control. Whereas a jiva comes under the sway of the avarana shakti of Maya. Maya has two powers. One is the Vikshepa Shakti, and the other is the Avarana Shakti. There's nothing wrong in Maya's Vikshepa Shakti because Vikshepa Shakti means there is more variety and novelty that Maya puts out every moment by way of newer and newer inventions, new dimensions to looking at problems, etc., etc., new inventions. Maya's Vikshepa Shakti is harmless. Without Vikshepa, without expansion, without diversity, there won't be variety. There won't be novelty that we can experience. So there's nothing wrong in Maya's Vikshepa Shakti, but it is Maya's Avarana Shakti that is the culprit, which is what conceals our real nature to ourselves as jivas. Whereas Ishvara is Maya Titaha, Maya Atitaha, always. So Krishna, Ishvara that he is, he knows that he is beyond it all. He is Gunatita, he is Maya Titaha, etc. So he should be careful not to be excessively expressive of his understanding by way of laughing at Arjuna. Arjuna would be disturbed at Krishna's insensitivity and think, here I am suffering and Krishna seems to be laughing at me. Therefore, Krishna was smiling as though prahasan iva. Iva Shabda is very important and crucial there. The teacher should pretend, should be a good actor. The teacher should pretend to take the problem seriously, to boost the students' engagement by way of creating Shraddha in the Shishya's mind. What attitude does this require of the teacher? What attitude does this require of the teacher? The teacher needs compassion, extra compassion, to treat the non existent problem, to treat the non existent problem as real. The teacher needs compassion, extra compassion, to treat the non existent problem as real. And take seriously the problem for the sake of the student. He must tell the student, yes, 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 the problem indeed is massive. It's a real problem. Therefore, Shankaracharya says he is a Daya Sindhu. He is a Daya Sindhu, an ocean of compassion. An ocean of compassion. One should approach such a teacher. One should approach such a teacher who is not only a Shrotriya Brahmanishta Acharya, but who is also a Daya Sindhu. Daya Sindhu. The word Samasadhya means one should approach. But how do I know who this Shrotriya Brahmanishta Acharya is and who is endowed with compassion? How do I know? Will there be any marks that I can look for in such a person? It's like looking for a needle in a haystack, as the expression goes. Looking for a needle in a haystack. This is where we must recall Swamiji's favorite verse in the Vivekachudamani, Shloka 3 of Vivekachudamani, which should forever be impressed in our subconscious mind. Never should we forget this verse. Durlabham trayamevaitat devanugraha hetukam manusyatvam mumukshutvam महापुरुष संश्रय दुर्लभम त्रयमेवैतत् देवानुग्रह हेतुकम. It is Ishvara Kripa alone that can guide us to a Shrotriya Brahmanishtha Acharya who is a Daya Sindhu. Therefore, the prerequisite to finding such a guru, such an acharya who will rid me of samsara is Ishvara Bhakti. Is Ishvara Bhakti. And Ishvara Bhakti is practiced through Karma Yoga, Upasana Yoga, and by practicing Sadgunaha, cultivating Sadgunaha, Daivi Sampats in ourselves. Only then will we be able to impress Ishvara, as it were. Once Ishvara's heart is touched and he ascertains that we are serious in our pursuit, in our khoj, as they say it in Hindi, in our search, then, as Swamiji says, Ishvara has a guru agency. Countless gurus in his agency. He knows which guru is suitable for us because Ishvara is Sarvajnaha and he will bring us to connect with such a guru definitely in course of time. So the word samasadhya is a very important word that we also came across in a different in verse 8, in fact. Ato vimuktयै prayateta vidvan sanyasta bahyartha sukhasprihassan. Then the third line is where we came across a similar idea. Santam mahantam samupetya deshikam. Samupetya is equal to samasadhya. Approaching such a santam mahantam and a teacher, duly approaching, humbly approaching, which Krishna mentions in the 34th shloka of the 4th chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya. Pranipatena means do sashtanga namaskaram. Express your devotion to the Guru by way of your physical signs. Upadekshyanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshinaha. Ishvara helps us find our Guru. The Guru helps us to find ourselves. And how must a student approach such a teacher? Shankaracharya himself will elaborately discuss it later. Let us wait for Shankaracharya's take on it. He will break it down. By clubbing this 15th verse with the 13th, we complete the topic of self inquiry, which began in the 8th shloka. We will continue our study of this great text, Vivekachudamani, with shloka 14 in the upcoming capsules and take our study forward. Until then, Hari Om. ॐ दुर्जनः सज्जनो भूयात् सज्जनः शान्तिमाप्नुयात् शान्तो मुच्येत बन्धेभ्यः मुक्तश्चान्यान् विमोचयेत् सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्तिश्शान्तिश्शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ